Hey y'all, anybody that comes in, if I miss you, just know it's because I got my head down and I'm working. I have a thought here and I'm trying to process it. Anywho, wrong. Hi, whoever just came in. I know Michelle and them are doing their Mary Christians Bible journaling thing. Uh, I just got to get to work on this journal. Get it going. Got to get it going so it'll be done. Yeah, because I got another one to start. Amazing. Hi, Leonore. Thank you for sharing. And I did. Let me check this. I did send Zippy a message and told her that you tagged her. And okay, there we go. And she's working on getting a coffee shop up. So once she gets that set up and gets the link to me, I will share it with you. Hey, Sharon, how are you? Anyway, but it did turn out beautiful. Oh, you've uploaded the video completely. I'll have to go back over and check. I just saw the short and I sent her a message and said, "Hey, you got a shout out, girlfriend." Anyway, so I think I'm going to glue that in there and then fold it and have it in my middle. You know what? That's double sided. Hmm. Do I want to glue it down or do I want to just fold it and set it next to that page? I really want to glue it down. Oh, you still have to? Okay. I do. I want to glue this down. Use some stick glue here. See how that works. Uh, I have a big pork loin in the crock pot cooking. We're gonna have some pulled pork sandwiches for supper, and maybe all weekend if we have to eat sandwiches. Anyway, there we go. That's so pretty on there. Now we will fold it back up. Halfway mark. There we go. I think that's pretty. You may have to come back in and do some add a little glue on the corners. We'll see, but we may have to. Let's go ahead and trim this up. We'll go ahead and find the other one while we're trimming. That way we won't have to traumatize Sharon twice with our with our trimming. Bye, honey. Anyway, he does not like my guillotine. I don't know why. Maybe it's just how I use it. Maybe I'm dangerous. There we go. Sure, we got all the white off. Yeah, most of it. That's so. I love so much how these turned out of her mom. And actually, I'm going to refold this page where they show to the outside instead of the inside. Hi, Leah. How are you, honey? So, this is a journal. If y'all don't know, this is for Angela. And if you don't know about Angela, Angela is a voice actor, and her mother sang back in the day with Nancy Wilson. Now, I did not know who Nancy Wilson is, but I found out, and I, this is Angela's mother, and she's just beautiful. Anyway, Angela sent me pictures, and I took them and went into my AI and made some backgrounds for them because the picture she had was a cutout. But I asked it to make one of her singing at the mic, and it did that. So yeah, yeah, she did. She sang with Nancy Wilson. So I just seen what I was looking for. Let's not lose it. So on these that I have the oops, I only need one that I have the printed things on. I usually put one of my clear pockets on it, but I'm not going to put it on the ones of her mom. I'm going to put it on this inside picture here. And also, we're going to do this right here. We're going to do a tip in. And I believe that Goldie or Lori sent me this yesterday, and we're going to tip it in. We're going to do the tip in with it, or a fold out, whatever you want to call it. It's going to go in and out. But that just looks like it fits with that real good. So how are we going to put it in is our next $64,000 question. How are we going to put it in, Cindy, Lulu, Bob? What are we going to do? What do y'all suggest? Tape. We can tape it in. I've got masking tape, and I've got this tape. Hi, Elizabeth. I am good. How are you? If you did not catch it yesterday I did my Bible study, my live Bible study, and we prayed for you during my Bible study, honey. So we did at the beginnings. So you only have to watch the beginning, but it was really a good Bible study. I guess I really like this tape, but it is a little bit stiff. So let's use some of this masking tape. We'll put it in with masking tape. We may come back to the back and put in some more. Yes. Do you know yet, honey, what kind of treatments you're going to have, if any? Of a wrinkle. Let's see if we can pull that up without creating an issue. We did. There we go. Wait. Now, hold it like that. Now y'all say, oh no, we got a blank background. We do, don't we? We do. Can't stay blank for long. Make us a little side tuck here. But before we do that, we got to crawl under the desk, okay? Chemo for your insurance card to come. This one. Come on, Cindy. You almost got it. You almost got it. I'm glad y'all can't see my head. So I had dropped my default pencils in the floor. So we were just bending over and getting them. Let us pick out a stencil that we want to stencil just on this half. We don't have to stencil on the other half because we're going to cover it up. You know what? We're going to do this. Can I please add you as a mod? Valentine. Let's take this off. So the reason I'm putting these love words on this is because that's her mom right next to it. So anyway. Elizabeth, I don't do everybody as mods. I only add just a few mods because I can't deal with all the blue running together. Um, it messes with my eyes when there are a whole bunch of blues in the chat. And so I only just have a few mods. I think I have less than 10 people that moderate for me. There might be 10 in a chat at one time, but I don't do a lot of moderators. So, and yeah, it's just right now I'm at as many as I feel like I can handle if they're all in at once. So it's not anything against you. It's just how I do it. So anyway, every once in a while I take off a moderator because they haven't come in a long time, and then I add them back. But yeah, that's. Did it come? No, no, it didn't come. So it wasn't on informed delivery. Drats. It probably will show up like in February. So anyway, but yeah, I just don't add everybody as moderators. That just messes with my vision and my side. Yeah. So yeah. There we go. I like that. I don't I'm not against white paper. It's just when it's just glaring. Yeah. Well, when you start, like when I have auctions and if I have a bunch of people in and I have a bunch of moderators in, it's hard for me to see what the bids are, you know, uh, and all that. So I like that when Juju has her auction, y'all unmoderate everybody. So, I mean, it makes it easier. I know for y'all. So, anyway. And she has a sale. Not she don't have a whole lot of sales, but when she does, that's how she does it. And I think that's a really great idea. I don't need that little bitty piece. Why do I have my bag of fab? Oh, I know because I was under there digging around. Why do I have my bag of fabric in the trash? Don't need it. Yep. Exactly. Speaking of sales, on Monday night, I have a craft sale coming up, and we still have a bunch of music to get through, a bunch. And I would really like to try to get through it. So, if you're wondering, I'm selling the sheet music for a quarter, a quarter, the for a quarter of sheet music, and some of them have multiple pages. And then the little books are usually about $2. Do I want that on that side, or do I want it on roses? Those roses are so pretty. But I really like that side too. Lots and lots of sheet music. I did list some more bags today too, some more of those zip bags. And if you notice that there's a difference in the price than the last ones were $1. These are $1.50. That's because I paid more for these. I don't, I try to keep everything pretty much the same. So, what do y'all think? I think this side goes better with this than that. Just go with what you think, Cindy. Just go with what you think. Now, I know that we just decorated with the roses on one page. Yeah, you do too on that side. Okay, thank you. Oh, look. You or Lori, whichever one of y'all sent me this, is going in Angela's journal. I'm hungry this morning. I have days, I normally never eat breakfast, but I do have days I wake up hungry. So that is how that goes. Now, this is how this is going to go. It will fold in like this. And actually, Cindy, let's make sure we're folded right. We may have to fold again. There we go. Yeah. Because we don't want it to mess up our fold there. And then that's what you will see. And I'm thinking, thinking. Want to make sure that's good and straight. Yes. Hold on. Hold on. She's hanging out up there with Dolly. I loved it. I wanted to know how big was that piece of paper that you made that on? So, if I were to glue that on, how does it affect when I open it? Yeah, we can't. We can't do that. So, yeah, yeah, she's hanging out there with Dolly. I got to fix my Jesus hand, my God hands. The paper has warped. I need to print it on cardstock so it don't warp. Actually, I could glue it onto a piece of cardstock. Okay, I think we're going to. We've got a pocket here. We've got a pocket here. We've got a flip out here. She can glue something over that. She can do whatever she wants. I think we're going to call that one done. Now, I'm not doing these in order how they're going to be in the journal. Right now, I'm just working, okay, on pages. I have all the sheets from one thing, and I'm just working. So what is there? So this is another one that needs trimmed up. It was big. It was big. So it was 12 by 12, or was it even bigger than a 12 by 12? This is a grouping of family pictures of Angie's family, and so it will go in. I'm just trimming off my white edges, like white edges. So that's her mother. Her mother is so pretty, and we put it on a page like that. Now, I don't like that it's wanting to curl on me. So to prevent that, well, one of the things when you put it in a journal, it's packed in with other pages and it don't curl as bad. But we are going to do something to prevent that. I'll be hungry all day with that roast cooking. So it's cold here too. 14 by 14. Oh, no, hers are 12 by 12s. I didn't know they made a 14 by 14. So anyway, I want to put that on there to help hold that down. I think I do. This came off the back of the envelope from Lori. So I was like, no, you ain't getting my lace. The lace is mine. So actually, I probably have some of this lace. But anyway, we do not waste. We do not waste. Yeah, it was it. I'm sure. Hold on, is this piece also from the same pack? Is this a piece from the same pack? Hey, Jessica, how are you, honey? Is this a piece from the same pack? Because it is 12 by 12. So I like how you put the lace on the outside where I had been putting it down on the inside, and I like how you did that lace on the outside. So I'm great. I'm great. Guys, I hope you caught, not because I think I'm any great Bible study teacher or anything like that, but I hope y'all caught yesterday's Bible study that we did live, because the Spirit of God was there so strong. I could feel it every time I pray. I could feel him every time I prayed. Not a it, he's a him. I could feel him every time I prayed. And the study was so good. It was such a good study. So I hope y'all caught that. Not that I'm, like I said, uh, I just like to teach. I like to teach my little kids. I like to teach my big kids. What do y'all think about trying to use this? This is fabric tape, double-sided fabric tape. Jessica, your daughter? Oh, that's sweet. So we studied John chapter 16, and we talked about the role of the Holy Spirit in our life. Oh, that's sweet. I didn't know she was your daughter. So, yeah, there we go. It's going to be colder than a well digger's butt around here. I'm just saying. And I know that's silly, a silly saying, but it is going to be cold. Sunday morning, they're saying 1 degree. We are not made for 1 degree in Arkansas. Thank you. Give us back some degrees. Anyway, we're going to try this. We're going to see how this works. We can always add some more glue if we need. This is some that I got at the bins. I gave my mom a roll and I kept 2 rolls. And did y'all see that? I cut off a piece of my. Oops. Let's burnish it real good. There we go. Oopsie daisy. Y'all, if I run to the bathroom to say, oops, I gotta go. And I took a water pill. I haven't taken a water pill in a week. So yeah, it's it's a keeping me hopping. I had to go at Walmart, and I don't even like to go into public restrooms. So, but I knew I couldn't wait till I got to the church. I had to go to the church and take the stuff out of the dishwasher that I'd left in the dishwasher from Wednesday night. So anyway, I could have waited till Sunday, but if we have snow and ice and stuff, I'll be happy just to get to church. You know what? I'm not gonna like that, am I? Okay, what are we gonna do to fix that? There's powder. There's sticky. Where is my anti-static thing? If I powder over it, that will stick in that. And that didn't really solve my curling problem, did it? But lace is always welcome. Oh, you adopted. Oh, Jessica, are you Clint's sister? I didn't realize that. Did not realize that, honey. I need to put my Edna jewelry up before I drop it in the floor. I'll be upset. Let's go over to the embossing. If our little powder shaker is there. But I see not my little powder shaker, guys. Be right back, okay? Here all day for me looking for that powder thing. So there. Now I'm gonna take and thump it real good and get any excess that is loose on it off. And then we're gonna do some high tech cleaning there and just wipe that off with our there. That makes all the difference in the world. Not sticky no more. Yeah. Oh, oh, okay. No, Clint. Oh, okay. Clint's not her sister. Her sister has a sister named Erin. Okay. So I know Clint. He's come in my channel before. So, um, I like that. Them on the inside or outside? I think I want them on the outside. Good. Another one done. I'll put it in there and it'll flatten out. Is a paper to journal with. Now, so if I leave it in like this, she can turn her journal sideways and write on it, or she could always put something down to write on it. Let's have a drink of coffee. I do not have a heater in here. I gave the heater that I had that I kept in here to Jared, but no, I do not have a heater in here. When he gets up, we're gonna. I've got out a mattress pad that I had bought to craft with, and we're going to cut it up and cover these, staple it over this window here because that wind is cool coming through. The wind is really, really blowing right now. I'm just trying to decide: do I want to leave this folded like this, or do I want to turn it over and fold it like this and flip it up? And I think I want to leave it like this. Now, this is what we're going to do for right here. On the other one, we put this in to be sewed in. I mean, yeah, to be sewed in. On this one, I got a hair hanging off me. I shed quite well. There it is. Y'all, I try to make sure that I don't get hairs in y'all's stuff when I send it, but you know, anyway, yeah. Yeah, I don't have a little heater to go in here. We leave the door open and it heats it up. My house is really small, really small. So we'll cover up some windows where the worst air blows in. It's also very old. My house is very old. So the windows are not great. We'll cover them up. We do every year. But yeah. And we'll leave all the water pipes dripping so that the water don't freeze up because 1 degree will freeze the water pipes. Yeah. Around here it will. And I know when people from California hear us talk about that they're just horrified because, they have such water shortages there. And it just, there's like, seriously, y'all, you're leaving your water dripping? Yep, we do. I have a little bit larger size water bill for that month. Now, I want to take right here, like right there, so we don't get on that part of my envelope, my page. And I want to take this off. While I try to work with it while it's still on the thing. Ooh, I dropped my ring. That's pretty. Yeah, we've already got the front hose covered. There, when they redone our back step, we got our back step redone, and when they redone it, we discovered that there is a spigot back there, but we're pretty sure that it is not connected because um we have never covered it and we've never had an issue, and we've had times when it's been cold enough here for the pipes to freeze. So I like that very well. I do, Mr. Magoo. So, and we'll just stick this piece of paper in there so you know that's a pocket. Actually, we should stick something really colorful in there because you can nearly see through that. I'm just sitting here looking. Looking. Actually, what? And I don't know that it has to be really colorful. It just maybe have a print on it. Sorry, Flutterby. Sorry. I just cut a couple in half. 50 days. Don't judge me on my not cutting straight skills, okay? I can't cut straight. Now she can color these butterflies and make them even more colorful. This is not a coloring page. This is a piece of scrapbook paper. There we go. That there. And you can see the butterflies through the paper. I don't know if y'all can, but I can. So anyway, good. I feel like we need something on the edge of this. We have done no lace. Well, we did that one piece of lace, didn't we? Actually, you know what? This piece of lace right here would be really good for this if we glued it like that and made it into a tuck, wouldn't it? However, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I am going to turn it around and glue it like this and leave just a little bit hanging off so we see some pretty. Hi Esther, how are you, honey? I put your book in a bag. All of the stuff that people are claiming right now will be invoiced on Tuesday after I have my Monday night sale. Monday night, I will be selling vintage sheet music. If you have not seen any of that sheet music, check out my last craft sale. We sold some of it, but we didn't get even through half of it. Okay. And we're talking from the early 1900s. There's none in the 1800s, but some of it is as early as the 19, I think I saw 1916, all the way up into the about the maybe the 60s, as new as it gets. So maybe some of the books are probably newer than that, but for the actual sheet music, yeah, we've got a lot of really vintage sheet music. Some of it even antique. It's older than 100 years old. Lay it down, lay it down, lay it down. Lay it down. Where's the music? Where's the hamburger paper? Give me a hamburger paper. I'm selling those for a quarter each. Yeah, it's supposed to get down cold. Cold, cold, cold. Jessica, I'm going to ask you a question. If you don't want to answer it, that's okay, honey. Where are you located? If you don't want to say, that's fine. I'm in western Arkansas. I live about 45 minutes from the Oklahoma border, and Sunday morning we're supposed to hit 1 degree. There we go. And now we have a little tuck. Yeah, some glue that did not stay sticky. So we will heat it up again. There we go. That North Carolina. Tell me. I was like, tell me, Cindy, you didn't just glue that too. There we go. Okay, I like that. We have a tuck and a pocket. My pot roast, I mean my pork loin is already starting to smell pretty yummy. I will be hungry all day. I'm going to have some leftover taco rice, and I got some of my favorite guacamole salsa to go on. Here is a piece of our sheet music. You call everybody darling. This one is from the it's from 1946, I believe. 1946. I believe. Don't quote me on that. Let's stick our a picture of it. Pretty sure it's 1946. Yep, 1946. So the LBI. Okay. You Call Everybody Darling by Sam Martin with Ben Trace and Clem Watts. This was published by Mayfair Music Corporation. So this journal is a journal that my theme is the 40s and 50s, and we're going to go get a. Piece of paper. I mean, it's perfect. But we are going to trim that off. Even though I do really like that, we are going to trim it off because it will not help us hold in there. We're just going to glue this down across the top and we'll fold it up. Actually, we're going to fold it first. So it'll be a flip up, okay? That way she can still see the music, but journal on this part. There's that perfect. That paper was made for that. Oops. Now, and I like things hanging out the bottom too. We're just going to add a little piece of this lace. This right here. There is no method to my madness. Just know that, okay? There truly is no method to my madness. Now we're putting this on with hot glue. And we need a new hot glue stick, don't we? We're running low. And now we have a tip up with a lacy on it. and a page. And y'all know what? I can't see what y'all are saying. Let's see. Pop that out. Leonore was here earlier. Why do I always want to call her Eleanor? Leonore was here. She's been here for a while. Yeah, she was here earlier. So Esther just got here not too long ago. Yeah, so Leonore was here. Oh, and this is our this this is our this our vellum, and the last one we glued it down. That's got a little bit of going on. We glued this part down and made that part tip in. I think we're going to lay this in and just sew it in for this one. I think we're just going to sew it in. So let's see what we're looking at. If I make this my cover, because I like to make the music sheet my cover, that, that, I'm fine with that, that looks good. That looks good. Now, we do not want two of those together, and we have a tip in there. We do not want those two together. So let's bring this one out here, put it right here. However, okay, wait just a second. She did ask for a lot of journaling thoughts, but we want like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that. Okay, I do like that. That's good. That hangs out there. That's cute. See a little bit here. Got lace there. Cute. Vellum. Okay, see what I'm seeing. That we have that purple there. We have journaling there. We have mama there, her sweet mommy. And we have a tip out there. And a clear pocket there. And we have a pocket here. There, that is not a pocket. And that could be glued down to that as a pocket. We may do that. We may do that before we're said and done. That's okay. There we go. That's the back of the music page. So we have a vintage sewing sheet. For right now, I'm just going to add it. I'm not going to put anything on it right now. I'm just adding it. I don't know what I want to put on it. So for right now, we're just adding it. Now we have another journaling page, and we're going to take this. We're going to put it here in our middle. And when we sew, we need to make sure we do not sew that. And we want to fold this like this. And we want this right here to be in our middle, showing the whole thing. And that's a coloring page that I printed my lines on. Okay. So when we get ready to sew that, we need to make sure that we put that in. Next up is a paper. Actually, two papers. Oh, and that's going to finish this. Okay, so this is from Jacqueline. This is one of her dyed papers. And I'm pretty sure this may be either something. No, I think this may be a bubble page that I did, but I'm not positive. It could be an avocado page that Sharon sent me. I'm not sure, but it's only half a page. Now, I saved out a piece of this right here because I really like this. Passion is Jessica. believe that's what she told me. Hopefully, I'm not saying that wrong. Hopefully, I'm not saying that her name is Jessica and it's not. So we're going to take this and we're going to cut this, and that's going to give us a 6-inch piece of paper that is going to be a 6 by 6. Okay. Now, actually, it's going to give us two 6 by 6s. And we're going to take this. They're like vintage, they look like vintage advertising. This side is white. We're going to cut again. Actually, we're not going to cut again. We're going to use our trimmer. Esther, are y'all supposed to get bad weather where you live, honey? I think so. I think y'all are across the band too. So, Esther lives in a different state from me, but she doesn't live that far from me. If I did road trips anymore, I'd take a road trip to go see Esther. But what is it about getting old that you just don't like to ride in the car very much? I don't. I won't even. It's gotten so bad we have hardly ever drive up to North Arkansas when it's a decoration for our son's grave. So, and if you did watch yesterday, you probably don't realize today is the 17th anniversary of the death of my 14-year-old son. He died in 2009. He accidentally hung himself playing the choking game, um, also called the pass out game or 7 minutes from heaven. A lot of names that it's called. And yeah, he's been gone 17 years. He was 14. He would be 31 now. He would have turned 31 in October. Oh, I do not. Oh, I said her. I asked you, honey, if y'all were going to get bad weather, is what I asked you. Anyway, um, and Passion's name is Jessica. So, yep, he would be 14. So, oh, I know who I was talking to this about. I was talking to my friend that was at the Bible study yesterday live when we did the live. Anyway, so sometimes government, and I know that they get covered up. Okay, I realize that. I realize that they stay busy. They have a lot of work. But sometimes the lack of communication between government offices just makes me shake my head. I'm sure it does you too. But anyway, the coroner, when he did John's autopsy, did not contact the local police. He did not talk to the doctors or anything. He just knew that John died by asphyxiation and he ruled it suicide. Well, the Arkansas State Police had already ruled it death by asphyxiation due to the choking game. And anyway, so the doctors had also ruled that it was death by asphyxiation, but the coroner is the one that makes out the death certificate. So the hospital social services contacted them and said, "Hey, uh, your cause of death is wrong, and it's very traumatic to the family." And so they changed it. But you know what? You want me to tell you something? Hmm. This is how. crappy this was done. Instead of making out a complete new death certificate, they just drew a line through the death by suicide and then added death by asphyxiation due to playing the choking game. So now, here is something for you guys to know because I don't want anybody to say, oh, well, they're in denial that he hung himself, blah, blah, blah. We're not in denial. When John died and we had our visitation at the nursing home, at the funeral home, the night after that, actually it got shut down because a winter storm moved in, and he's buried in North Arkansas, and a winter storm moved in and they were closing the highways, and so they closed down our visitation and sent us home early. Anyway, the we were at my mother-in-law's. There were a bunch of us there, a bunch of family was there, a bunch of family had come in and was staying overnight. And we were exchanging pictures off of our phone of John and just how you do. And I ran out of room on my phone. And I should have had a lot of room on my phone. But all of a sudden I'm out of room. And I can't figure out why am I out of room on my phone. Anyway, I got to exploring about why I was out of room on my phone, and I've got a drawer that's stuck here. And, it turns out I'm looking for a glue stick. That's why I'm standing out. I have to get into these new paintbrushes. No, wait. No, that's not a glue stick. That's a paintbrush. Wet brush. Anyway, it turns out John had taken my phone and made a video of himself. So, glitter. Anyway, he had made a video of himself playing the choking game on my phone, choking himself out, and we found it. And I think, it was very, very traumatic for us to see him doing that. I think it was also a reassurance from God for us to know that that truly was what happened to him, that it wasn't something, different, that he did die how they said. The crazy thing is, we don't, to this point, to this day, we do not know how John learned about the choking game. So, anyway, hey, Edna, how are you, honey? So crazy. But it was a comfort to know that, now, as you go through the grieving process, there is a horrible grief that goes along with the fact of knowing that your child died at their own hands, regardless if it was an accident or if it was intentional. It's just a hard fact to accept. And yeah, that is a whole different matter. So, but I met people I would have never met otherwise. If you see posts on my Facebook today from people and you're thinking, I've never seen her talking to her before, or, that kind of thing. I made friends within a community of grieving parents. It's called GASP, GASP, and it stands for Games Adolescents Shouldn't Play. And it covers a lot of the dangerous games. And so we don't know if some of the homeschooling group kids were talking about it, because about the time that John died, there was a episode on there was something on like MTV about the choking game or something like that. But not long after John died, there was actually a episode on CSI where they covered a did an episode of a investigating deaths of teenagers that were all of a sudden dying, and it turns out a school was having a competition between another school of how many kids would play the choking game and choke themselves out and kill themselves. I watched parts of it. I didn't watch all of it, so it was horrible. Hey Cheryl, how are you, honey? Haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? So, but yeah. Anyway, that's all I'm going to talk about that. So, anyway, yeah, it is. It's what it is. You know. Um, so we here we go. We're going to take and cut some of this netting off. Y'all know I like to cut the netting off around this. Babbling today, aren't I? I'm just babbling. Y'all just watch me craft. That's what we're here for, to watch me craft. All the other ramblings are they're just part of the show. Okay. Anyway. Monday night is craft sale. I might have some fabric. I do still have some fabric in the drawer I need to get through to sell. And if I get industrious, if we get snowed in and I get really, really industrious, yeah, you don't play with life like that. So actually, that we have several stories of people in our family, in our circle, that they found out their kids or their grandkids were playing that, and because they heard John's story. So here, I will tell you some kind of scary statistics. Okay, so if you take a group of 100, well, 10 kids, okay, 10 kids, you take a group of 10 kids, out of that 10 kids, generally 8 to 9 of them know about the choking game. Now, you take those same 10 kids and you interview their parents. And out of those 20 parents of those 10 kids, you're going to usually only find maybe 3 or 4 parents that know about it. So, one of our goals after John died was educating parents about being aware. There are signs, and there are actually um, characteristics. There are certain kids with certain characteristics that are more inclined to play that kind of a game. For the most part, it's more boys than girls. I say girls are smart enough to know better, but anyway, it's generally more boys than girls that play that game. And also, I have that in. No, I don't. And also, it's usually kids that feel like they're invincible. John always he had never had any kind of sense of danger. If he was jumping on the trampoline, if you walk by, all of a sudden he might yell your name and catapult himself at you. So he had never. Same like at the McDonald's playground when he was a little bitty guy. It was nothing for him to just jump. You know, hey mom, look, he was yeah. And so there are characteristics, and if you go to that, I believe it is. Let me, oops, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do this. Let me just make sure, and I'm going to share the link. There's the mail. Is that going to be it? Nope. Oops. There it is. They changed how you can find their website. Here it is. Yeah, no. So our godson, Grayson, uh, went to the weight room at school right after John died, and some of the boys were playing that, doing that, and he just like he went off on them and almost had a meltdown about you. That is dangerous. You should not do that. My cousin died playing that game. You should not do that. And so anyway, but yeah, kids sometimes don't have the wherewithal to know. That's and peer pressure is so horrible. So, but there were a lot of things that happened that just made you go, "Gosh, I don't understand." I mean, especially, if you watched yesterday, you know that I talked about how this all happened after we just ended a 21-day fast. You're thinking, "Okay, God, here we are trying to do your work, pastoring a little church down in Southwest Arkansas, that we're just trying to do your work and this." But anyway, it was wild. It was wild. I personally, the only way I could deal was I went to grief counseling. Um, if you don't know this, if you have a child or anybody in your family that dies, uh, especially if they die in a hospital, most hospitals will offer grief counseling free of charge to you. And so the hospital that John was first taken to, they did, but you weren't allowed to take it until, like, you weren't allowed to start it until your person had been deceased like 6 to 8 months. Anyway, but because of the situation we were in, being pastoral staff and John being young and it being such a just a horrible time, they made an exception and did let me do one-on-one counseling with a nun, and I'm convinced you'll never convince me otherwise that it saved my life because I was just as near catatonic as I could have been. I didn't want to see people. I didn't want to talk to people. I didn't want to be around people. And um, between it and what has, happened with Dave, y'all know Dave's story. I would say that I am not the person that most people knew 20 years ago. I'm not that same person at all. At all. I have no problem unpeopling, which is really funny that I still work in ministry when me and my pastor's wife. My pastor's wife is if y'all don't know this, my pastor's wife is actually her sister is married to my youngest uncle. So she's not kin to me, but we've known each other for a long time. But their dad was a preacher too, and we were just talking about that sometimes as preachers' kids, we become a little leery of people because I was asking her about somebody that I was like, okay, how do you feel? How does this person make you feel? Because sometimes I'm not sure how people make me feel, if it's just me being paranoid or if it's something the spirit is showing me. So anyway, so yeah, we were talking about that, and I said, as preachers' kids, we get pretty good at avoiding things, at avoiding people, and all that. She laughed. She said, "This is true. We tend to be leery." So anyway, but we were chuckling over that because now, see, that was one of the. I've told y'all this before. I did not want to marry a preacher. I did not because been there, done that, had the t-shirt. It wasn't a fun experience. Nothing I mean, everything it seemed like everything I tried to do was misunderstood, and then, uh, people that you thought were your really good friends, they weren't. They were telling stories on you that weren't true. I got accused of some of the stupidest things, like why. And even after I left home, the people were still convinced I was going to hell because I bought a swimsuit. Yeah, I bought a swimsuit because where I lived had a swimming pool and you weren't allowed to wear your clothes into the swimming pool. So, but I was going to hell because I had a swimsuit. Anyway, and so all my life I said, I'm never marrying a preacher. I would never want my kids to go through the kind of things that me and my brother did, and yeah, so, and it wasn't our parents, it was people, church people. Anyway, so Sister so and so that should have been just minding her business. I was telling, oh goodness. Did you ride through Arkansas or did you fly in? Oh yeah. Yeah. And I can't tell you very much at all about the first year, the things that happened in the first year. Somewhere in my home, because I know it's not been thrown away. I do have a journal where I journaled in it over during that first year. Not art journaling, just writing journaling. But where, I don't know. I also have a journal where I journaled during Dave's time in the hospital. And I know where it is. It's in my side table in my bedroom, and I get it out and look at it, and there are things in there that I go, "Oh, I didn't remember that happening," and yeah, and it happened, and I had journaled about it, but I didn't remember it. So anyway, so that's why I'm always all about journaling. So well, I have a cousin that lives. Well, actually, she's my goddaughter that lives real close to there, real close to where you are right now, and yeah, she's like her kids are making fun of her because she is over preparing for this storm, but it's like, look, oh, I can't put that next to that, can I? And I don't. Yeah, we'll do this in between this. What would that give us? Okay. And guess what, guys? We have another one finished. Flip through and see what we've done. We didn't do anything on the front of this, and we're not going to. There's nothing in there. We have just that little piece of paper. I didn't do anything to that. We have a piece of lace, a journaling page, vellum. We have this lacy tablecloth. We have this, a pocket. I put some stuff in it. We have a little side tuck and a journaling space. She can do whatever she wants there. We have her mommy, her sweet mommy. We have a pocket here. We have some 40s and 50s housewives. That journaling color page. Back through, flip. This is a tip in, okay? It tips in, it folds out and tips in. That is a faux uh, vintage ad. We have a tuck there. We have love words there. Love you, kisses. Cupid there. And there's our mom again. We have this pocket here, a bag, and that's a pocket. Kind of journaling. This. Maybe we need to do something here. Here, maybe we need to. You know what? We don't have a lot of lacy stuff hanging out, so let's take this and we've got glue. We've got glue. but changed to Monday, yeah. And let's put pink ruffle in. And let's make sure that we're not, let's see, we're going to go one, two. Have you been, three? Have you been amazed at how the people in that area are preparing for a storm, or is that how you guys do where you live up where y'all get snow for real? So anyway, are you surprised? Okay, guys, I'll be right back. Okay, we're gonna do that though. Throw that away. Y'all know what they done this morning in my neighborhood? They moved a house down the road. Catholic church across the street. They own three houses right there in a row, and one of them, what they said, was in really bad shape, and so it had been empty for. I don't think anybody ever lived in it the whole time we've been here, 8 years. So, well, eight and a half about now. Anyway, I noticed the big trucks yesterday. If y'all heard me hollering ow, I shut my finger in a door between a cabinet, two cabinet doors. I had left the cabinet door open when I got that powder a while ago, and when I went in there, I shut it, but I got my finger caught between the two doors as it was shutting. It didn't feel good. Not at all did it feel good. That's why I was hollering out because I'm a baby. I don't like it hurt. So, did Cheryl say? So, I didn't know you were a preacher's kid. And Esther, I vaguely remember you have had lost a child, but I didn't like remember it. Remember it. When was that? How long ago was that? My mom says, of course, I've not lost my husband, and I've only lost one parent. And she says that it just hits different than it did when she lost her parents. Losing John just hit different because you're not supposed to, you're not supposed to bury your kids or your grandkids. That's just not something that normally happens in life. So anyway, and the silly stories I could tell you out of it. March of 1984, 1 years ago. No, 42. Be 42 in March. Um, and how old was your child when they passed? I'm nosy. I ask questions. I figure the the worst thing you can tell me is I'd rather not say, Cindy. None of your business. You know, it won't hurt my feelings if you say that. There we go. I like that. Hi, Butterroll. How are you, my honey? How is Miss Bridget today? How is Miss Doretha? I suspect that Miss Doretha is not enjoying this wind that is blowing. It's probably not playing pretty with your fibromyalgia, would be my guess. That's just assuming things, but that would be my guess. Because if you guys are getting any wind like we are, it's crazy out there. This snowstorm is gonna blow in. Joanna was 8 weeks born. Oh, I'm sorry, honey. So if you do not know this, John was adopted, and we got John when he was nearly 2. He lived with us 12 years, and I would do it all over again. Even if I knew that he was going to pass, I would still have adopted John. So let's look and see what we've got here. So we've got our flip. We've got this little. We just open it up. We've got this, and we've got that we did nothing to either one of those. We've got lace on this one. We've got journaling, vellum. We added this pretty rose to the paper doily. We put a pocket, and we've got some pretty tags that we've stuck in that pocket. We've got a tuck spot on a journaling spot, and I feel like I've got a thread hanging. Cut it, cut it, cut it. Don't pull it, it'll come apart. Okay. This is Angela's mother. She is beautiful. Do not know her name. It is a clear pocket, just a piece of paper that we done some roses on, stenciled some roses, a coloring page. Open it. This is a tip in, okay? There's under there, you got a tuck spot there. And then there's Angela's mom. I love this one. Got a pocket here. There's a tag in there, a journaling spot. Now we added some lacy stuff here. And we're trying to cut all of our little threads that are wanting to hang and bother us. Ooh, we got a perfect little thing for a tab there. We got that. We hadn't put a lot of tabs in this one. We did in the first one. We've got this. Oh, oh, there. And we're going to do this right here. Hello, my love. I thought you were sleeping your life away. Time to get up and have something to eat. I am live. Say good. Say hello to the ladies. Hello, ladies, he says. I'm still working on my little piece of cup of coffee. Still warm. I love the mugs that we have that keep things warm and cold all day long. I know that color is not exactly the pink, but it matches this color, and so it's going on top of that just because I like it. No other reason. I just like it. And there's no, I don't have to have it, but I like it. It's pretty. Angela will like it. There we go. And we made that into a tab. I like that. And there we go. This is our, oh, we did make a flip up on the back of this music page here. So, yes. Hi, Zip. Did Zip come back in? There she is. Hey, Zippy. How are you, honey? Oh, there we go. Okay, we have two ready. This is the journal. I will show you this. This is our next thing. This is what the journal is looking like this, the outside of this. We're going to make a real pretty pocket to go on the front. And then, actually, this is the front, to go on the front. And we're tying it up with a piece of ribbon. Our outside cover is we're going to use, I probably am going to put corners on these. I'm not sure. We may put some lace on it. I'm not positive yet. Anyway, but this is what the inside of it looks like. I'll show you the inside. The inside looks like that. So, anyway, uh, I've got where I'm not just like me. I mean that. Oh, that goes with that. I'm not just making random journals anymore. I'm pretty much all the journals that I'm selling are special orders. You tell me what kind of theme, what your ideal is for, and I work on achieving that. So hopefully sometimes I achieve it. Hopefully I get it, and sometimes I don't. So this one, just like the last one that I did, um some of these are upside down. Okay. Some of these are, let me just see. Okay. These these are made by Zippy. Zippy done these. Zippy is very talented with doing digis. Zippy done those. Some of them I made because they are of like pictures of her families. So let's see. In here there are more Zippy pages. Zippy done this one. Wolf. Zippy done this one. Now this is that vellum page. See, I made a little tuck spot there. Then I put a little thing on there. There. There's our pearlet. Keep going. Tag. I'm looking for Zippy done this. That is one of those, that little bag. There's another one of those. There's that. And I printed this. This is just I asked my AI to make a picture of the Shirelles, just because they are a woman group from the 50s, and I just wanted to do that. I liked it. So, and then this is a completely clear long pocket, and then that's that. And I will flip through this other one and show. I'm more than likely not going to show me working on these pages, um, just so that there is. I mean, I know that she's not coming in and watching. So Zippy done this one and this one, uh, and Zippy done this one, and I did this one. This is Nancy Wilson. If you don't know her, this is Nancy Wilson. So, and Angela's mom sung with Nancy Wilson, and I don't know about I don't know about Nancy Wilson, but from all I gather, she's a famous singer. So anyway, So I just took a picture of Nancy Wilson that Angela sent me and told my AI that I wanted them to put her on a red carpet, a performing kind of background, and that's what we got. And this is really going to bother me. There, okay. And then Zip done this one and this one. And I think she did this one, but I'm not positive. And I did this. And we all know that Elvie needs to be in a 40s and 50s journal, right? I'm not sure if you did this or I did this because I think that I may have done it because I think it's saved in my Elvis is your man. See, I'm not an Elvis fan, never was an Elvis fan, and didn't understand why all the teenagers were upset when Elvis died. Just wasn't. But you have to understand. Remember, I said my daddy was a preacher, and I grew up in a Pentecostal background. we, what AI do I use? I use Copilot. Copilot. Uh, it is. I also do have access to Canva's AI, but I don't use it. But I use Copilot. Um, it is from Microsoft. I believe it is the Microsoft one. It's on my phone and it's on my computer. Uh, anyway, let's see. There may be some more papers in here that I'll show you. There's an envelope. That's a piece of stationery. This is a piece of wrapping paper. Music, music. This is a Jacqueline paper. Nope, I think we're done with our printables. Yeah. This, if y'all know what this is, this is from the bowling lot that I got. I had a bunch of papers that was in a bowling lot of ephemera that I got, and I tried selling most of it, and I sold a little bit of it, not a whole lot, and I got rid of the rest of it. But I kept all of the papers that had this pink, that was pink, and these are news releases that were sent out about this bowler. Her name is Georgia Viach, and she bowled in the 50s. And so I thought that would be cool in there that she bowled in the 50s. So, and I just love that color pink. So it matches, it goes really well with that. So anyway, so these will be the next ones that I decorate. And then I need to print on some cardstock. I've got to come over yonder. And I need to print my cover. He was a state and Natness bowler. I don't know what a Natness bowler is. I bowled in a league when I was in Michigan. I enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun. Not a good bowler, but I enjoy it. National bowler. That was cool. So anyway, but yeah, I have some bowling stuff left. So anyway, I'm going to I'm hoping if we get snowed in and we're not able to get out and about and run around, more than likely I may work on some ephemera packs to be for sale. I probably will only do 3 or 4. Um and I probably will do the small ones. So you're Oh, speaking of that, I need to double check with you. So I have two. This is the one that we're doing yours out of, right? This one right here. Is that correct? I do want to show y'all what else I found. An ephemera pack, yeah. So Yeah. My area is not supposed to get a lot of ice. It's supposed to be a little bit of sleet and then a lot of snow. So, yeah, but I'm pretty sure this is yes, this is the one. Okay. So here's the crazy thing, Zip. So when I found this, the first one that I showed you, I couldn't find another one to match it. And then this week I found the one that matches it and they gave it to me because I bought the first one. So I have two of those. And this I bought this pack of flowers. Now I like to use silk flowers, but I take them apart. And then I bought this and they're 12 by 12 pocket pages. So they're 12 inches, well, they're 12 inches high, and you have different size pockets. Now, I do not, if this is from Project Life, I do not know if I'm going to sell them or if y'all know I love my clear pocket. I love to add clear pockets to my journals. So I'm thinking I may take these and cut them up to be able to add to journals. I could put them on with actually I could put them down with glue and the glue would dry clear. I would just need to spread it on evenly. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or if I'm just going to sell the whole thing. Y'all know me. I really like the peel and stick. I did buy another bag of chips just in case there wasn't very many of the other ones. So it smells like you're cooking hot dogs. Kettle corn for chips? No. Kettle corn is our snack. Don't eat up our. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'm very particular about stuff. Pick your 1600s to 1980s vintage. I don't have nothing from the 1600s, but I think the oldest book I got here is that 1897 or 1887. I've got to get these added to my page. I got to get pictures of these and these added to my. I got cookbooks. I got 4 cookbooks that's going on my page for people to claim. That one, and this 101 easy potluck. I got to get that cleaned off. I will. Fanny Flagg's original Whistle Stop Cafe cookbook. And then this is Jan Karan, if you know the Mitford series. There's actually a story. It's a story, and then it has the recipes that she talks about in the story in the book. So anyway, so these are going to go into you need to go scroll back through my videos and just like type in Victorian. I've made a couple of Victorian journals and see what I've done uh, with them. So these are going to go on my community page. Y'all know what the community page is. They're going to go on my community page for $3 a piece. So anyway, what this does before we get, will it take it? Hold on, let's try. Oh, it's here, and I picked it up. My desk is like it literally looks like it exploded a craft store right here. So I mean it's bad. Bad, 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 bad. Not just a little bit. It's bad, bad, bad. There it is. How did you find your steak? Oh, I lifted up my Texas toast and there it was. Just a silly joke my dad used to tell all the time about something about going to eat somewhere and ordering a steak and it being so little they couldn't see it. Oh, that's cool. think that's got most of our glue off. See, not sure. Want to be real careful with this on the edge, especially. I don't want to get it on the paper. This is not my favorite stuff. It don't smell pretty, but it works. Grab that off of there. Any glue that's there, run it off. I said I should keep this one so I can think of ideas of things to cook at church. So, anyway, made soup the other night. Everybody just went on and on about it. They thought it was so good. And Miss Tammy, I love her to pieces, but she always wants to know what my recipes are. I just look at her. Said, I don't cook with recipes, honey. I just throw it in a pot and add it until I hear that voice in the sky say it's enough. She looked at me like I was crazy. So, and she also when we all nearly always every time we cook we nearly always make macaroni and cheese for the kids because you know how picky kids are. And so when she makes the macaroni and cheese, she follows the directions on that box to a T. Me, I just add my water and then I pour in the milk. I mean, I don't measure nothing. So it just goes. It just goes. So yeah, the whistle stop. I thought that was a cool book. I've had it for a while. I don't think I've ever even made anything out of it. And then this one was, oh shoot, what did I do with that? Had that there. This one is called the Pioneer Kettle, and this is actually there are recipes from the town Dave grew up in it. This is an Arkansas recipe book. This is from the telephone company where Dave used to live, Arkansas Telephone Pioneers. Now we're going to dry that off with my sleeve. Anyway, let's see if there's anything. Usually you can, oh, look, this is a host. Is this a whole section about microwaving? Yes, microwaving. Microwave sauteed carrot. I want to go to the very front. Merry Christmas. This was my mother-in-law's because I recognize the right minutes. Okay, it doesn't tell me there. Let's go back here. Here we go. This is a okay. So this is what I'm looking for right here. So we have appetizers, beverages, party foods, we have breads and rolls, cakes, fillings, and frostings, candy, cookies, and ice cream, desserts and pies, more cookies, jelly, pickles, and relishes, low calorie main dishes, microwave, pork. Oh, the main dishes is broke up into poultry and pork and seafood. Quiches, I don't see. There's beef. Microwave section. More main dishes, candy and desserts. Oh, that's for the microwave. Oh, this is all. Oh, then salad, soups, and sandwiches, salad, soups, and slaw, sauces. I'm going to make my own barbecue sauce here in a minute. Vegetables, vegetable casseroles, VIP. Crab meat quiche, brown sugar cookies, crab quiche, beef cubes au vin, whatever that means. Two favorite recipes from the kitchen of the First Lady of Texas, Linda Gale White. Country noodle casserole and smothered quail. Yeah, no thank you. Don't want no birds. Okay, this is crazy. Hold on. I got to look at this page. Okay, so we're in the VIP section. And on this channel, on this page, we have spaghetti and divinity. This is from State Representative Carolyn Poland or Pollen. I'm sorry. That just really strikes me funny that they put spaghetti. Does it have a raccoon? Does it have I don't know. Didn't see no raccoons. They eat raccoon in Mississippi. When we were in Mississippi, there was a, you know how, I don't know if you guys, where you live, we have gas stations and convenience stores where you can order a full meal, a full meal. Anyway, in Mississippi, there was a gas station just down the road from us, and they served raccoon. So Dave, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Mr. Henry that told Dave how to cook a raccoon. He said, first you put in a pot and you boil it till all the black comes off of it from roadkill. So when before Dave got sick and we used to live in Conway, Dave had a customer that um that had a squirrel problem, that had a squirrel problem in his backyard, and so he would shoot them with a pellet gun that would kill, and it killed them. And then he would throw them in the freezer, still with their skin on, and then he would give them to Dave, and Dave would bring them home, gut them and skin them, and then clean them up real good and throw them in a crock pot and cook them until they fell off the bones, and then he would pick the bones out of them. And then I would make dumplings to go in his squirrel so he could have squirrel and dumplings. So the last one that he done, I don't know if the guy had had it in there too long or what, the squirrel in there too long, but they didn't get them cleaned real well. And when he brought them in and cooked them in the crock pot, there was squirrel hair in them, and I just about lost it. I was like, yeah, no, no, we're not playing this game no more. We're done with this. So anyway, ooh. um, I have tried raccoon, barbecued raccoon. I was okay until they told me what it was. So, uh, I mean, it just tasted like barbecue. But anyway, yeah, I'm not seeing anything in here that talks about any kind of roadkill or hunting, wild game hunting or something like that. So, do you guys where you live, do they have wild game banquets? So here in Arkansas, it's a huge thing. They have wild game banquets, and they have one down at Conway where we used to live that is like huge, like not. I mean, like the tickets to get in it cost like over $50, but they give away all of these prizes, and it's a fundraiser for some kind of medical help. And they usually serve deer, alligator, um, duck, goose. I mean, yeah, all of that kind of stuff. Anyway, elk, um, moose, all of the same. The 40s through the early 60s. Okay, honey. Uh, and they anyway, but they give away like the door prizes. They give away trucks, boats. I mean, like that's why the tickets are so high. But they raise a lot of money to help with medical things for the area. So anyway, so it's very well attended. Then there are churches that have them, and one of Dave's customers, the church where that he went to, which was Oak Bowery, they would have one, and he always invited Dave, and it was free. It didn't cost to get in, and they gave away prizes, but not prizes like that. But anyway, it didn't cost to get in, and it was just a time of fellowship for. And they usually always had a minister come and speak. And so when we moved here, the first year that we were here, my dad was still alive, and they had a wild game thing at a Baptist church here, and my dad took Dave to it, but they said it wasn't very good. So anyway, so then my dad passed the that before the year was up. My dad passed away, and so then Dave didn't have anybody to take him because at that point Jared wasn't here. So anyway, so I got some little flowers, and this is what I like to do with the little flowers is I literally either I will cut this off right to the stem and glue it like this, or I will take it apart and just use the petals. So, but then I have over yonder, and they're not on any kind of vine or anything. Over yonder, I have a jar that I put all these in. Those two, oh, it has all. It's full of little flowers. These here are on stems. These are some that I got from. These here are just they are just daisy buds. So I like to stick them in there. And I usually like to keep them in the bag so that I'm not digging through. Did y'all see that one hit the floor? Anyway, they go in there. And then these right here are some that I got from a shelf. And I don't know how I'm going to use them or if I'm going to use them, but they're quite pretty. I like that. I'm thinking to myself, how can I use that on this journal right here? I really like that. Maybe I want to leave that out. And yeah, my drawer is too full. I can't get them all in. My drawer is too full. Yeah, I can get that little one in there. That one's too big. That little one. These here are little bitties. There we go. That'll have to be put up. So, but I've had all the fun I can stand for one day. I think I'm going to go to my chair, and that is cool. Yes, and she said she's putting Happy Mail in it. So that's a really cool journal. I like that very well. Lots and lots of inking you did on that, didn't you? So you'll have to show us as you start adding things into it. But I'm fixing to go eat my lunch, sit in my chair, and see what I can get into. I'm going to finish this journal this week, so I'll be ready to invoice it when I do invoices on Tuesday. So I need another jar. Yes, I do. So I probably have another one over there. So anyhow, but yeah, I need another jar. I'm thinking don't look bad with that. So maybe let's see if we can pull out just got them. They're all wired together, all taped together. I want them all taped together. I want them to become a part. That one right there is the one I need. Pull, Cindy, pull. Well, that'll work. Pulled it plumb off of there, but that's fine. A few around the edge of our thing. I'm not sure. We'll see. Huh. Now, y'all know me. I had a wild idea. Wonder how I would like this as a add to the edge of a page and then it stick out the edge of the journal. I'd be like that too. Maybe. So everybody, well, I'm glad that you're that close. If you drove through, if you'd have told me you drove through, I would have yelled at you because you would have to get there. You would have had to drive right through my state, and I would only be. I'm only like 30 miles from the interstate, and then I would have been upset that you didn't holler and say, "Hey, girl, I'm driving through Arkansas. Come meet me at the interstate." Yeah, all you people that drive through Arkansas, y'all should be hollering at me, especially if you're coming down I-40. Okay. Just saying. Okay. There we go. Okie doke. I said let's turn off the glue gun because yeah, we don't want to set the house on fire. We don't want a mess in here. So Jared's not up yet. He don't know he's gonna have to staple things. Butter Rose says, yeah, if you go down I-40, you better holler at her too. So right, right, Butter. So anyway, so okay, y'all be safe. Stay safe in this. Stay warm. Don't put yourself in danger. If you're cold and you don't have heat, look and see if you have a warming center in your area. Don't put yourself in danger trying to heat wrong. Okay, if you know what I mean. Don't no like you know no crazy setup where you got a gas stove that's not vented in your house, okay? Oh, be careful. Stay warm. Be safe. I might be back tomorrow. I'm not sure. We shall see. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.